If you haven't noticed by all of the downfall of Overwatch videos scattered across YouTube, Overwatch is struggling a bit right now, and it might even slowly be dying if nothing's done to stop the bleeding. And that's where I come in. I have 10 ish really, really, really good ideas that might just save Overwatch. From lore and story ideas to some unique hero reworks, I could save Overwatch. So, Blizzard, just give me a bunch of money. Just give me like bags and bags of money, and I'll quit my job because I hate my job. So, anyways, let's start. One of the things that helped Overwatch become the smash hit it was the Pixar level animations and the lore sprinkled throughout that kept us hungry for more. Without the animations and the lore, Overwatch might have never become what it's become today. In classic corporate greed fashion, this was all scrapped in favor of money making collabs and isolated hero stories that only really bring people back for a week every 2 seasons. If they need some lore ideas, hit me up. I could come up with some really, really good stuff. I'm a really good writer. I could write anything. I'll write a script. Maybe eventually I'll write a little script and I'll show you guys on YouTube. So subscribe and stuff. And Blizzard could take inspiration from it. So Blizzard, if you think these animators are too expensive, well, I got news for you. I got the perfect group of experienced animators who already have a crazy amount of experience animating and even a little bit of experience animating Overwatch. And that would be the not safe for work animators. Okay. You guys probably didn't think of that. I remember when Junker Queen's highlight intro came out in the Battle Pass, and people were comparing it to some of the animations that the not safe for work animators have done. And these animators blew them out of the water. There's some very talented people. So here's what we do. We hire them and we have them make these animations, and just before they render it, turn off jiggle physics, put some clothes on them, adjust the body size parts according to the Overwatch universe. And now we have some high quality animations, probably much cheaper than any of the other animations. And these animations could progress the lore. All we have to do is cut out some parts that are too much for television, or release an uncut version on some website, because we all know the second thing that brought people in was these exact animations. And these animators probably even know more lore than some of the people in house. I don't think they make the mistake saying that Genji, Hanzo, and Kiriko are all the same age. And while we're talking about hiring these people, and of course hiring me, why don't we just I don't know, why don't we just stop firing people? We just stop firing people that are probably crucial to the success of Overwatch. They were probably crucial to making Overwatch what it's become, and crucial for the future of Overwatch. And maybe we should just stop firing them. That's a wild thought. Oh God. Actually wait. Oh man. I feel so stupid right now. I feel so silly. I actually did not consider what the shareholders would think. The shareholders really like short-term profits over long-term growth. So, but why don't we just try to extract as much money as we can from the current player base? We could just gut the whole team except maybe the people who make the skins, because that's what makes the money. And you know what? Maybe you guys already did this. And if you did that, good job. You guys are really smart for that. Good. Keep up the good work, okay? Now, this next idea might be a little controversial, and I might be the first person to bring this up, but that's, how about we give Venture some skins? Like, I don't know if anyone's has thought of that, but maybe we give them some skins. I don't think it's a horrible idea. It might be a waste of developer resources because they're not conventionally attractive, and no one's gonna want to buy the skins. But why don't we try it? Let's just, I don't know. Let's just put it out there. Venture already has some really, really amazing skins, of course, and I made a video making a tier list of all the really, really good skins 5 months after their release. But maybe we add a couple more. Also, while I talk about my other video, look at this interesting statistic: 99.5% of people are not subscribed. Come on, come on, guys, come on, boys. Come on, statistically most likely boys watching this video who are 18 to 34 years old. Come on, get it together. The dev team probably can't come up with any ideas for this. And this is where my next idea comes in. I know people have already drawn up some venture skin concepts, and why don't you guys just steal them? If you guys were comfortable stealing the milk of some female employees, I think this is a lot more ethical than that. So let's steal some fan skins. And if they ever try to come at you with lawsuits or anything, you guys are a $3 trillion company. You guys got Microsoft behind you. They won't. It'll all be fine. Don't worry. Now, here's another idea that blends story and hero balance. And this is a little Bastion rework. So, when Overwatch moved on to Overwatch 2, Bastion got a pretty significant upgrade, and that's that he got a hat. And I think that was a really, really good change, and I'm really, really proud of the dev team for coming up with that idea. That's something I personally never would have thought of, and I think it was received very well by the community. But this might be controversial, but I think I have a better idea on what sort of upgrade Bastion should get. Why don't we give Bastion's hat a hat? Just kidding, that's not the idea. The idea is to upgrade Bastion's tech in the same way that tech progresses in real life. Bastion currently has a massive hitbox and he does a ton of damage. And I'm thinking we go from big CRT TV Bastion to an LG ultra thin TV that's a lot smaller and harder to hit. And the other thing that happens to technology is it gets faster over time. You know, with that smaller hitbox, he's going to be moving around quicker in turret form, allowing him to not get hit by literally everything. He's currently easier to hit than Junker Queen and Zarya, who are both tanks. And now I know what you're thinking. Isn't that going to make him overpowered? This big high damage robot who's zipping around real quick in turret form? Well, let's take a look at what Apple does to their iPhones. When they get a little old, they get a little weaker because they want you to buy the newer model, and that's what we're going to do to Bastion's damage. He's still going to have his turret form, which does more damage, but overall, he's going to be smaller and harder to hit with less damage. It could make sense lore wise as Torbjorn or Brig or whoever works on like the tech and Omnic stuff could upgrade him. And this changing of the hitbox is a very impactful change for the heroes. And I think it's something they could explore with other heroes if they ever needed to. Roadhog could go on a diet, Diva's mech could get changed, and all these. And this is really just another knob that developers can adjust for balance. Obviously, the big problem that would come up is the skins for these heroes might be difficult to transfer, and I understand that, but why don't we just make them a little smaller, a little thinner without trying to redo the entire design? So my next really really good idea is for the 6v6 season if that ever happens. So I don't have any input on the 5v5 versus 6v6 debate. I like Overwatch as Overwatch, and I think it's Overwatch either way. But if they do go with the 6v6 season, I have a cute little idea for the season trailer. So they'll have their normal trailer where it's like new hero, new map, or events or whatever. But then at the end of the trailer, there's going to be like a normal 5v5 standoff. And then Tracer's like, wait. And she picks up a phone, and then it goes like anime split screen or comic book split screen style. And you see like this old fashioned phone like jumping up and ringing. And then someone picks up the phone, and then Tracer's like, cheers, love. We need a little help out here, and her team will be like Tracer, Diva, and like I don't know whatever the rest of the team is, and Winston is gonna pick up. He's gonna be like, hello, and Tracer's gonna be like, we need reinforcements out here, and then Winston's gonna be like, I am on it, and then he's gonna jump in and put his bubble down on the ground, and it like to protect the whole team, and it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be like a big whoa. And then for the other team, it's gonna have like Junkrat and Roadhog, and they're gonna be like, well, this is unfair. So Junkrat's gonna be like, I know the perfect person to call, and he's gonna call up Junker Queen. He's gonna be like, he's gonna have like one of the old phones again, and he's gonna be like twirling the cord around his finger, and he's like, hey Junker Queen, I was just thinking that maybe you wanted to help me and Roadhog out. Like we're doing like this fight thing, and you just seem like the perfect person to help us. I was thinking since we have the first name, like why don't you join us? And she's like, your first name is Odessa? I looked it up. That's her name. And Junkrat's like, yeah, sure. My real name's Odessa Rat. I don't know if that's how you say it, but whatever. So come fight with us. We'll get a good haul of loot if we win. And she's like, oh bollocks, I guess so. I got nothing better to do. Freaking kangaroos are driving me mad. And then she like ults into battle, where she's got her like shah, and then she's like bam, and then she's there, and then it's gonna say calling all heroes, and then it's gonna scratch it out, and then it's gonna be like calling a sixth hero for a limited time or something, and it's gonna be really really cool, and everyone's gonna love this, and it'll be really hype when people see the trailer. Now, this next idea is probably one of the coolest ideas ever, and it'll probably take a little bit of work, but I think it'll definitely be worth it because it could bring more people into the game every time there's a new hero release. And people who haven't played in a while or people who have never played are gonna see this and they're gonna be like, oh my gosh, I gotta play this. And that's having playable intros for new heroes. I'll give a couple of examples on how this would work. So if you remember Kiriko's animation, imagine if you could play through the animation in a way that showcases her abilities and the lore. I don't remember the animation exactly, but I think there's like this deaf girl or something, and Kiriko, here's a ruckus outside, and she's like crying because they're taking her lollipop or something. And you're gonna be playing as Kiriko, and you're in her apartment with her mom, and her mom like turns around to like take a pie out of the oven or something, and you're gonna see the option to swift step to the deaf girl, and it'll go in slow motion, and it's gonna be like press shift to teleport to allies, and then you could TP in, and then when you get there, it'll be like press right click to use healing Ofudas. And then when you use it, it'll like show it going out and landing on the girl's cheek and healing it up. And it's gonna say use healing Ofudas to heal your allies. Then you'll be surrounded by bad guys, okay? And it's gonna go in slow motion, and it's gonna say press left click to use kunais. And then if you remember at the launch of Kiriko, she did more damage to the head, and it could say something like that. Or like after you shoot him a few times, be like headshots do 2.5x damage. And then there's gonna be one of the enemies who kind of has like a Junker Queen axe, where it has like a long wind up time. And then it's gonna say press E to throw Suzu at the ground to become invulnerable. And then it showcases that ability, and then finally it's like press Q to use ultimate, and it'll kind of like you'll see the fox running out. It'll like show that pretty well. And then there's just gonna be a horde of these bad guys, and you could try to get a little high score if you're interested, or you could just hold F to end the intro. And if you like these ideas, I mean, you should subscribe and leave a like and a comment, because I don't think Blizzard's gonna hire me because of the milk comments and the not safe for work animators ideas. So just help my video out. I got some more ideas. I got 3 more videos planned on ideas to fix Overwatch. And another really cool playable intro is not going to be completely lore accurate, but it's based on my favorite of the Overwatch animations, and that's Sigma. So here's the scene. You're playing as a cop, and you get a call about something happening in a mental asylum. So you're gonna go to the building, and everything's gonna be broken. The lights are like hanging from the ceiling, and then they're flickering. And it's like this really cool environment. And then you hear Sigma's melody, and then you go in, and it'll like showcase Sigma's abilities, but he'll be like using them against you. He'll put up his shield, and you're trying to take him down, but he's like pew pew pew, but you're just shooting a shield. And then it shows his other abilities. He like throws a rock, and it like breaks a wall or something. And then he ults you, and then it'll like pick you up, and you're like your hands are gonna be like whoa 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 whoa, and then he slams you into the ground, and then when you hit the ground, it's gonna go black, and then it's going to let you play as Sigma, and then you get to try these abilities out for yourself. Just like we did for Kiriko, it'll have a little pop-up saying what each ability does, and you could like fight against this SWAT team or something and go until you die. Similarly, I think it would be cool to make some of the animations that already exist into like playable mini games. So imagine Widow versus Tracer as a playable 1v1, or the original animation as a 2v2 of Tracer, Winston versus Reaper, Widow. Like these would be amazing for anniversary events. It'd be nostalgic and kind of bring people back and be like, oh my God, I remember these animations. And it's so cool that I get to play them now. These ideas might be a little far-fetched, but I'm gonna go a step further and be a little more far-fetched. I have some ideas to kind of revive PvE. Okay, so you're just gonna have to make me the director of PvE, because I got some really good ideas. Just give me like $100,000 as kind of like a 2-month advance. I think a 600K salary would be like nothing if you guys were able to give little Bobby a $150 million pay package. So I think you could afford me. Plus, I hate my job, so please hire me. And I only make like $42,000 a year, so 600K would be like pretty decent, I guess. So, as the new PvE director, here's what we're gonna do. The original skill tree idea was awesome, but way too optimistic, obviously. So, we're gonna have to limit the PvE cast to like 4 to 6 heroes, which in my mind shouldn't be that hard, because we've had all of these unique patches like the April Fool's patch, the Mirror Watch events, and the content creator patches, or even abilities from other heroes that are not going to be in this 4 to 6 character cast. And all of these abilities could be put in a skill tree, and you could unlock them as you level up. And along, with all of these abilities, there could also be like modifiers like 30% extra damage against bosses, or enemies heal slower for 5 seconds after damaging them. And this would allow for unique builds that would be fun to try to combo in an interesting way. And you could have fun theory crafting with these abilities. And it wouldn't stop there, because you would also be able to, theory craft a whole team where all of your team's abilities work together. And it would be like a really dynamic system. And if you're familiar with Vermintide 2, you kind of start on the easiest difficulty, because that's like all you could do. And then you like level up and get stronger as you unlock more abilities and get whatever. I don't remember the game too well. But I really like the game, and it adds a ton of replayability. So you'll have to start on the easy difficulty, grind for a bit to level up, unlock new abilities, and it's like you get a new experience every time because it's gonna get harder as you go up in difficulty, but you get stronger as you unlock abilities. And I know what you're thinking. It's going to be too hard to add a bunch of PvE missions to like whatever. But you know what? There's already PvE missions. There's plenty of them, honestly. And we just use the pre-existing missions, the ones from Overwatch 1, the stupid paid ones that kind of sucked from Overwatch 2. Heck, you could even use Junkenstein's Revenge as a place where you could play as a team and level up to unlock new abilities, fill out your skill tree, and if they ever wanted to, they could do more future PvE missions. And if they did that, I'd also like if they veered away from just killing a bunch of these boring little bots and focus on some more in depth enemies. You know, you have this small team of heroes and you really expect them to kill all these tiny robots to save the world? Come on, that's just silly. And then my final idea, which you guys should totally implement this, okay? And that's like, why don't we just turn the greed down just a few notches? Like, stop trying to extract as much money as possible from the player base and make it more appealing to new players. So companies go into a growth phase or a profit phase, and I think Overwatch needs that growth phase. Overwatch's reputation has been in the gutter. It's one of the worst reviewed games on Steam of all time. If you want this game to not die, you need to fix that reputation. You need to hire people. You need to, more specifically, you need to hire me. I hate my job. Please, please, please. I want to leave this place so bad. So hire me. I'm good for it. And I've got a lot more ideas for fixing the different aspects of Overwatch. So you should hire. So you should hire me, or I'll just make them into YouTube videos, and people are gonna like and subscribe because they're gonna appreciate my content. So yeah, hire me, Blizzard. Venmo me. I left I'll leave a link.